Back again. Alright guys, I just finally said the hell with it. You know, I ain't gonna worry about this video looks good, that video looks bad. If you wanna watch it, watch it. If you don't, you don't. So, this is what I got going on. This is some of the things that I do. And I guess the subject of this video is the little things add up. The little things add up. And that's kind of where I'm going back on my last video. We know how to tune a motor. We know pretty much a good combination to go run with. We're done with that. We're moving on to our chassis and how do we make the little things that other people may not do to get faster, to gain a little bit. Remember, these things are micro. They're small. So any little thing that you do helps. So let's start with gear mesh. And y'all are gonna say, oh, here we go again, gear mesh. Everybody's done a video on gear mesh. I didn't see nobody do this video. This is the way I do it. It's kind of, again, I have to reference back to my karting days, guys. And this is how we lined up things. We just used a chain, a sprocket, and or a bell on the front, which was what we know as a bell, and then which is the engine sprocket, and then we have a sprocket in the back, which is on the axle sprocket. So this kind of goes hand in hand how we line things up. What I do, oh, hold on. Let's start with this. Before we do that, I want to go and show you guys what I do. This car is off the track, a lot of running time on it. I want to show you what I do for my post teardown. I don't, even if my car ran good coming off the track, I come back and I do what I call my post teardown. Very important to me. This part is important to me. First of all, I'll measure it. I'm going to spare y'all some of this, but I'll measure my ride height, my camber and caster, see if if it stayed where I put it. I'll come in, I'll turn it, I'll rotate it, see if I hear any noises, and not just hear noises, if I feel anything in the diff, and I'll turn it, backwards to each other. Feel the diff. Do I feel anything? Did anything happen? Is anything going to happen? You guys, this video may get a little boring because I may not say anything because I'm looking to see how I work. That sounds good. I'll go in here without the electronics on. I'll pull my throttle, and yes, I turn it when it's wide open because I have seen we're on the throttle and the brake. When you pull it, of course, it pulls one way to activate the brakes, and you push the other way, it pushes away. Well, I have seen those camber lengths out too far, and then, of course, when you give it wide open, the brake is coming all the way, and it pushes a little to the backside of that camber, and it'll hit on the spur gear. I have seen that. So, little tip there, guys. People don't know that. Look for it. Give your car full throttle sitting here and rotate it. Make sure there's no camber links hitting your spur. And I don't know if that's on all whips that it can happen. A lot of them are the same. I think the Mugen and Associated are. So you've got to watch that. So I'll do that. I'll hit the brakes, make sure you get some tension. It's hard to do by yourself on this one. But yeah. Looking good. Sounds pretty quiet. So, and then I want to show y'all guys something. You can see here underneath that a lot of people try to align their engine, their bell with their spur off of these. Okay, that's the same. Let me get it the same over here, and I'll just get it the right distance away from my spur gear, from my bell. Let me show y'all a little trick. Nobody's shown this. You know, everybody goes and lines it up and they do the little click to check. Okay, or you can do the paper thing, which, you know, that's for the newbies. Should I show that or not? Nah, I'm gonna skip over that part. Where you can put the paper test in there. Let's move past that. We're past that, right, guys? So, but what I do, take note, guys. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's just go ahead and do it. I gotta tear this thing down anyway. With my glasses. And by the way, guys, I'd never ever use. It's all hand. I use all hands. Only hand tools. No battery operated. It's just the way I roll. Alright, so I want to go ahead and loosen it up here for you guys and kind of show you what I do. See, there we go. That's what I found right there. Allen screw vibrated out of the pipe. Thank God it did not hit. Gas tank. Damn, I need to get that gas tank. So, what I did, guys, back to the gear mesh. Loosen it up. Take my engine. And I'll move it what I feel is close and tight all the way against the spur, the bell and spur here, guys. Now I'll rotate my car. I'll rotate it. Rotate the wheels. Push it down. Rotate it. Rotate it. Back. Rotate. Hold your engine with your fingers. Don't move it. And I don't care what it looks like on that slot back there, if it's a little bit further away, blah, blah, blah. But what you're doing, guys, is when you're loosening the engine, you push that gear all the way tight, the bell and the spur, they hit. By your engine being loose, it will align itself, guys, perfectly. Let it do its own work. Don't force nothing. This makes a lot of difference in horsepower, guys. So, like I said, loosen your engine up, turn it, let it line itself a little bit, put your fingers underneath it. I always go, I almost messed up. Always go to the engine side first. Yay, chasing tools. Here we go. Engine side first. Not all the way, just snug. Counterclockwise or cross, whatever you call it. Back. And then back. And that's it. Then I'll go in here and I'll check it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Roll it. Oh yeah. That's what we do. That's how we set our mesh. Hopefully that'll help some people. Oh, and another thing, I didn't do it on the post tech that I was just showing, but another thing I like to check is when you put a new bell, or even run a bell with a new spur, you know, until you run it once or twice, they kind of have to mesh together. So, this was that new engine with a new clutch and a new bell on it, with an older spur. I wanted to get to mesh, right. So after the first run, which is what we've done after car post tech, I like to go back, which does me really no good right now because I just loosen the motor. But go back and I like to rotate that bell and see if there's any high spots that it might be hitting on. And if there is, you either have to change your bell or you have to change your spur gear. Either or. But you have to match them up. It's real important. Small things. Going back to small things, guys. Small things. It really is all about the small things. Let me show you what I got going on. We talked about what I was going to do to that whip. Well, here's my associated clutches, a little bit of everything. All my reds, a little bit of everything. Venturis. There's the 6.5 I'm going down to. And I want y'all to see this. I'm going to let y'all in on this secret too. Scale, y'all are saying, oh, okay, Scaly weighs his parts. Not only for that, guys. I want to tear these diffs apart, and I always weigh the oil that I put in to my diffs, so I stay consistent. All about staying consistent, these little things. You put a little under, you're going to get a different feel. You're going to get a different feel of a different shot. I mean, a diff oil. Put too much, you're going to get a different feel of what's really in there. Say you put too much in, you're only running 8K, you're going to get the feel of a 10. You put too less of an oil in there, a 10, but you're not filling it up, you're going to get the feeling of an 8. Kind of get my point, guys? So I like to stay consistent. Little things, again, guys, I'm going back to the little things. You know, I hope these are little things that I can help you with, because I'm not trying to, because there's so many guys out there who do great videos showing how to break in engines and do that kind of stuff. So I hope I'm letting y'all in on some information, you know, that y'all can use to take it to the next step. Let's not use next level. How about just the next step, you know, in your RC adventure? And you know, have fun with it. I'm out.